Hey everybody! So today we're going over three of my most disappointing reads of 2025. Now, there was a lot of great reads, and again, 2025 was one of my more disappointing years of reading, but it's just how it goes sometimes. So let's just get right into it. Number three is going to be Bird Box by Josh Malerman. This is a very popular horror Netflix film. Basically, long story short, you have a post-apocalyptic world where if you go outside and you look into anything, you basically die, something like this. And on its surface, it kind of sounds cool. It does kind of pull you in this premise, and you could see that there could be a lot of horror elements that are definitely appealing. But the book to me just didn't capitalize, and it felt super gimmicky, and it felt like jump scare central, like that was the only horror. I think there's a lot with this concept that the book could have done to really dive more deeper into the horror elements, dive deeper into, okay, how is this concept so horrifying and so chilling and these kinds of things. And I just did not feel that at all. It really just felt like jump scare central, and characters as well. Not a lot going on there. There are definitely a lot of books that have done much better with this kind of gimmick. A Quiet Place, a film. I don't think there's a book about it, but A Quiet Place is something I point to as an example of, okay, if you have this mechanic or this gimmick that's supposed to be horrifying, you need to completely center around the world building and our character development based on these things. And I don't know, I just didn't feel that necessarily in this book, so I was quite disappointed with that. That goes into number two, which is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I wouldn't actually call this a bad book. I think I gave it about 3.25 out of 5 stars. Just that my expectations were quite high. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, and I do have to say that some people will definitely enjoy this book quite a bit. If you have a old band of mercenaries kind of doing one last go. They're retired. They're kind of doing one last go, one last adventure to maybe save the world or save somebody they love, and that kind of concept or plot device is super cool and super attractive, and so there's a lot to love in that aspect. And so at first I was definitely enjoying the book quite thoroughly, but as the plot went on, it just felt very convoluted, and I even felt myself kind of, the end kind of felt really gimmicky in the sense that all the plot points felt super convenient for our characters, meaning they were getting to destinations or to the next plot point very conveniently based on things popping up, Deus Ex Machina stuff. So, and I'm okay with that with books and sometimes, but there was just too much of that going on for me that I didn't really enjoy it as much as others. And also, some of the references I didn't find as humorous or as enjoyable. I'm a rock fan or a metal fan as well, and I don't know, those kinds of references didn't really hit the mark for me as it might for others. I do think if you're a dungeon crawler Carl fan, you'll definitely gravitate towards this, and I'm a fan of the series too, but I would prefer that series over this one for sure. And number one is going to be Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This is a coming of age story where we're following a young group of people going to basically kind of like a boarding school and understanding their purpose, I suppose, and like their future. And there's some themes of acceptance here and these kinds of things, but this book just dragged on way too long. Like this coming of age stuff just dragged on for way too long, to the point where the main mechanic or the main concept of this book, you don't realize it until like the last 20% of the book, or the importance of this. And so in that way, the book just drags on. The characters, you don't really care. I didn't really care about them. And the writing was way too bland. Not a lot of flavor. It just didn't do it for me. It's like eating a cheese pizza with bad cheese. I don't know. Like that took too long to eat. Terrible metaphor. But yeah, it didn't get it done for me. Didn't get the job done for me. I think there might be if you want to read a coming of age story that and you're willing to wait and kind of are willing to wait to see why there's a coming of age story, you might enjoy this book, but I do think this book will be disappointing to more people than not. So those are my 3 disappointing reads of 2025. Luckily, there's not more than that that I felt super disappointed by. Let me know what I should read in 2026. We're still, just the first month out of the year, so let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much.